Hello and welcome back everybody to Ku5ogrande, the bad video game tournament. Now we have seen multiple fun matches today. We are slowly seeing people get eliminated. Sorry, I've got I've had a headache coming on like this whole day. It's starting to get a little bit bad, but you know what? Other people suffering is better than NyQuil. So let's go ahead and check out who the Iron GM is for these players. Now remember, these two players, Genie and the Time Walker, they are in the losers bracket and are just trying to stay in. Whoever loses will be eliminated. Mick Johnson and All About the Crazy as well. Thank you both for those subs right now. Without further ado, the GMs. Our first GM, who may be showing up today, depending on how things go. We've already seen her once. Iron GM Mega Man. Yes, it's Xandra, the second GM here. Iron GM Nothing. That's for Faizu, yeah. Iron GM Nothing. Iron GM Cat? I don't know. Why is he just Iron GM? It's like the most generic name. Okay, anyways. Iron Jam, I can afford burritos. We have me. So how did the votes go today? Well, Genie opted to vote for me because Genie is awesome. They rock. And our second player, the Time Walker. The Time Walker? I think it's the Time Walker. We have the Time Walker and Time Wanderer. Yes, the Time Walker. Okay, I have confirmed. Decided to vote for me as well. Oh, and I got love. I got love. So much love in this world. Oh my gosh. I did not expect for people to love me this much. So let's go ahead and hop on over and see what game I had for them. So I was going to give them a game that I genuinely enjoyed. Then they vetoed it, so I tried to give another game that I genuinely enjoyed, and they vetoed it, so all the love's gone. Instead, what they're getting is Double Dragon for the Atari 7800. If you don't know, this is not a good game. Oh my gosh. However, I think we are going to have a lot of fun watching this because, you know, Double Dragon is just a classic and you can see hints of the classic in this game, but it is a struggle fest. Yeah, I know, a bad game in Ku5ogrande, who would have guessed? They will both be struggling, trying to make as much progress as they can in the hour. Turns out whoever makes the least amount of progress goes home with a couple prizes, but still home. You don't want to go home. You want to go to like Alabama? No, Alabama. No, you don't want to go there either. Rather go home than to Alabama most days. Don't go to Disneyland. I don't get Disneyland. Kind of sad. But they do get some wonderful, fantastic prizes. For round one eliminations, I am giving out $5 worth of Steam games, as well as the movie Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, complete with the riff tracks, because that is always a good way to handle things. So they will get that. The prizes do go up per round, so, you know, we're starting a little bit light and getting heavy as time goes on. If there is a GM who is wanting to come and do commentary with me, by the way, I am more than happy for you to come chat, because simply put, Double Dragon, fun game, but it's made for friends. Friends and family to play Double Dragon. Yeah. Pasama, thank you so much for that raid. I saw it and then like immediately forgot that you were there. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just waiting right now. I might have to recapture in just a little bit, just because this is an Atari game and sometimes the aspect ratio is a little bit different on these. I know there are going to be black bars on the top and bottom of one of the player's screens, but whatever. I want to go ahead and see what kind of music we have playing here. Okay. Well. Oh no. Well. It's a good theme. Yeah, they did, as a matter of fact, make Double Dragon for the Atari 7800, and that is what we've got today. Oh, okay, I'm just taking a little bit of a breather, trying to make my headache not aching, trying to breathe, because we've got an hour of this beautiful game. Now, be aware, you have seen a little bit of flashing. Because this is Atari, you can almost always assume that there may be more flashing, so just be aware of that. Don't let your eyes get hurt. I'm checking right now to see if the players are set, ready to begin this match. Okay, and they are. So everybody, I need to see muscles, dragons, bad haircuts, anything that is something that you would expect in Double Dragon, including those really kind of fat, bald guys. Me? I do not show up in Double Dragon, but spam your emotes. Yeah, there's a dragon. Uno Squid. Quality dragon. Always what I like to see. Hello, Crazy Sunshine.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Oh, we can hear you great. Thank you for coming and joining. Well, they are getting started on this match right now. Do you need the multi-twitch, by the way?
I have the stream up on moderator side, but if multi-twitch would be more helpful, we would probably use that.
Yeah, let me go ahead and send you the link just so that you're a little more synced up. This game is not great. Just so you know, I fully expect at least 1 or 2 game overs on the first stage. I told him use the default setting. Oh my gosh, come on. There. I sent it in the Game Masters channel. Go ahead and check that out.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we've got beautiful places like the English tier. I don't know what that means. But yeah,
not Captain Familiar.
I don't know. I did give the players the manual just in case they needed that. Genie is really figuring out this jump kick, which I think is being extremely helpful. Yeah. So how are you doing today, Crazy Sunshine?
I am doing pretty well. Yeah. Yeah, just, Saturday is, lazy day. But yeah, I'm just very excited to see, just a lot of progress being made with the bracket stages. This is losers, I believe, and there is, just seeing a lot of familiar runners. I know very familiar with Genie and their work previously.
Oh yeah.
So I'm definitely kind of pretty him, but I know Time Walker is very good as well. So very excited to see how they're going to do in this game, which I did not know they made a version for the Atari.
Yeah, this is not a great version.
No.
Oh, Genie dying there. 1 life left, it looks like. Yeah, actually, I feel like we're going to be on the first stage for 10 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played any Double Dragon before?
Bits and pieces of...
He's just mowing Genie down. Oh, they're struggling. That's... It's okay, that's understandable. I mean, honestly, if you get within punching or kicking range of any of the enemies in this game, they will hit you, and you do not have a chance. I don't know how, but they pretty much always fire as soon as they are within range. So, Yeah, not like other Double Dragon games.
Hmm.
But with that said, you know, this still isn't the worst version of Double Dragon out there, I'd say. It's pretty bad, but at least, we get music. At least you can sort of juke some of the enemies. Time Walker grabbing a club. Good time to use it, yeah. Which one's the worst? I'm not gonna tell you.
No. I mean, because we might see it on here in the near future, possibly, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Time Walker, game over. 0% surprised about that, personally. Oh my gosh. So, we've got this going on up here. You've never played this before, so I think it would be a little bit difficult to ask you for strats. What do you think you might try to do, though, early on?
Well, I think with any beat 'em up, try to group them into like one side at least, so hit them try to be as efficient as possible. I don't really. That's the only thing I can really think of.
Actually,
try to get ahead.
That's a pretty good point. Don't get surrounded by the enemies. Don't let them get anywhere near you.
Right.
And then, I think using the jump kick is being fairly reliable for Genie here. Oh my gosh, this boss fight. He's coming! He's gonna get you, Gene! Oh, and that is a game over for Genie. Gonna be starting back up. I see Time Walker typing in Discord. Everything falls apart when there are more than one.
Yes. So since I'm not familiar with this particular console, what's the button layout for the 7800?
You've got
controller?
A joystick and you've got two buttons.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on the controller that you buy, they may be in next to each other. It might be sort of a flight stick type of joystick that you had. We had one of those.
Okay.
But usually, I think that if you see the classic Atari controller with just the joystick and the orange button on the black square thing, I think that usually it's sort of like that, except two buttons instead of one.
Okay.
Let me just look to make sure. Or no, maybe it would be this grotesque thing that I just saw. We didn't have this, okay? We did have some Atari 7800 games, but that controller that Kata sent is a lot nicer than what we had.
Yeah,
because
it is something reminiscent of a Nintendo controller, so okay.
Yeah,
that's kind of similar.
We definitely didn't have that when I was young. No. Oh my gosh, yeah, you should just go and take a look. Google some of the controller pictures, because some of them look like this one looks like a knob with the two buttons on the left and the right side of the sort of paddle thing. Yeah, as somebody said, it looks like a foot paddle or something that would use either as a brake or I don't know. It's bad. We did not have that either. We just had sort of a stick with two buttons. I think.
Just try to imagine like how you move. If that kind of using that kind of controller and trying to do stuff like evading and moving and kicking.
Honestly, what I would probably do is hold the main controller in my left hand, thumb on and I'd hold it sort of sideways so the joystick sticks out to the right. I'd have my thumb on one red button, I'd have my trigger finger on the other one, and then holding it sideways, I'd use the joystick with my right hand.
Okay. I can see that working. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, at least that seems like it would probably be the most comfortable way to play with that. But I think that, the more that you play, the more you're going to get used to the weird stuff that they had. Just the plain old joystick with the single red button, though, I think is usually what people even had for the Atari 7800. Whether or not you need both buttons really depended on the game that you were playing. This one, though, did have 2 buttons for the game. Punch, for example, is the left button. Elbow punch, you have to move the joystick diagonally up and to the right and press the left button. To throw a left elbow punch diagonally up and to the left, press the left button to throw a right elbow punch. You'll throw the elbow punch in the opposite direction from the one you're facing. Okay. Jump. What you do is you move the joystick up and press the right button. But just kicking is pressing the right button. And then jump kick. What you do is you press up, press the right button once, and then again to kick. Reverse jump kick, move the joystick down diagonally towards the direction you are facing and press the right button. Then headbutt, tap the joystick twice toward the direction you are facing. Like, I played it, and you can sort of start figuring some of these controls out. It's just a little unintuitive. At the same time, I didn't think that the first Double Dragon on NES had the best controls in the world either. I don't know, like, Double Dragon 2 is really where the beat-em-up type game started being fantastic, in my opinion. Oh my gosh. Gene Genie has the possibility of beating the first boss. Oh my gosh, but he follows you. Oh, yeah. I just love it.
He's a lot faster than
he's a magnet. Oh,
yeah.
Like, seriously, he's been working on those thighs there, and bam, down goes Gene Genie. Now, okay, Crazy Sunshine, I actually usually think Gene Genie is going to make it very far into tournaments because they always do so fantastic in these matches. You know,
absolutely.
And I would say that even though that was a death, it is still really a lot of good work put forward for Gene Genie. It's just extremely difficult to deal with enemies who will pretty much always hit if they get a chance. And if you can deal with that, then it becomes somewhat playable.
Yeah. I don't know if Time Walker has actually reached the boss yet.
I don't think so. But Time Walker has 2 lives going into this next area, as well as a decent health bar. Time Walker is taking it slow. Just, when you have 2 enemies on the screen, try to group them together and do not let do not get surrounded. And if you can manage that, then you can usually get away with it. Apparently, per Okami, Time Walker has made it there, died fairly quickly, but yeah, I think 2 or 3 good attempts and they should be able to make it past the boss. Time Walker just getting kicked in the face. Yeah, the enemies can combo you so quickly in this.
Yeah, I feel like you also have to like attack pretty early as well.
Oh yeah. Because he can just punch you in the back of the head like that. Luckily, Time Walker has the chain or whip. I'd assume it's a chain. You know, Double Dragon, you're not going to find whips out in the alleys. Unless it's in the Wild West, you know, Wild West Double Dragon.
I think, you know, outside of that, that'd be way too convenient.
Yeah, I don't know. You could probably find a whip shop in town somewhere. Sure, somebody has a specialty whip store.
I just honestly think they didn't make them anymore. So I have not seen one in a very long time.
Oh, no, the whips are definitely still made. I mean, yeah, I know exactly where I could go and buy one here.
Okay.
But that's because I live in Utah.
Okay, true. Also, apparently, they're very hard to use as well.
Oh, you have to get used to them. Basically, just know that the strength that you put behind the whip is not really what's needed. You just have to sort of get the timing right in order to get the whip to crack.
Gotcha.
And once you realize it's more timing than strength, it's definitely a lot easier to use. Okay. Genie just kicking these dudes in the face. They deserve it. They're trying to murder you. Of course they deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, they punched your girlfriend and took her away in a kind of a very damsel in distress style for, I don't know, that was what the 80s were about, I guess.
No, that sounds about accurate.
Both Genie and Time Walker trying to take down the boss. Genie has had a little bit more experience, so knows a few ways to kind of get the jukes. Time Walker doing relatively well, but unfortunately sometimes jumping a little bit too early, getting hit in the air because of that. You have to jump basically at the right time, and the Time Walker moves into first place. Level 1 is down.
Very nice.
0 lives left.
Are there containers or is it a full game over if they...
You must get to the Shadow Boss's enemy base on your original 3 lives. So, you basically get a heal, but you do not get extra lives before the final area, from what I can see. So that's nice. There are 4 missions right now. Time Walker is on to the industrial areas. And then there's outskirts of the city, and finally the enemy base of the Shadow Boss. So unlike Double Dragon games as well, the other games you could usually pick up a weapon and throw it. This one, if you pick up a weapon, you've got it until you get knocked down. Or, I think, screen transition. So if you have something that you don't want, you're kind of stuck with it until you at least take some damage. I love that the manual also says to keep your eye on the timer. I'm not really too worried about the time here. Like, it goes down so slow.
I was gonna say, that's not sure, that's more than a second, I feel. Definitely.
It's like 3 seconds, 4, 5. It's about 5 seconds. The manual does make sure to call them units of time rather than seconds. Oh, yeah. So, I actually don't know too much about what games you love, Crazy Sunshine, because we have you here. I want to know a little bit more about you. What games have you been playing lately?
I have been going through Heaven's Word in Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh,
so I've been taking a lot of my time.
I still need to get through that. I've been playing it some, and Heaven's Word is where it gets good.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. I know A Realm Reborn pre-patch was kind of long to get through, but after the patch, it was a little bit more bearable. But Heaven's Word, the story is, I'm like maybe like a fourth of the way through the story. It's gonna be a while, but I've been doing I've been working with other classes as well, and just really taking my time.
What's your favorite class?
I started off as a Thaumaturge Black Mage.
Okay.
And I am, that is currently, I'm like, some of my classes are kind of overleveled at the moment. Black Mage is 65.
Ooh, very nice.
Red Mage I really enjoy, as well as Dancer. For Heaven's Word, I am mostly doing it through, I'm mostly using Samurai.
Okay.
That's a fun class.
Yeah, it gives you, I think it gives you a little bit more to do during combat than some of the other classes do. So that's always nice to, like, have to be doing stuff constantly.
Yep. And I also started up Astrologian, which I like. Mostly for my friend called me out on this, and she's actually 100% correct. I mostly like it because of the aesthetic, because the weapon they use, and just a lot of like sparkly things that happen.
Oh yeah, lots of sparkles. Sparkles are good. Yeah, I need to play around with that a little bit more. I will. Just I don't know. I'm glad that you're going through that though. I've been having a lot of fun with it, like a lot more than I expected.
I didn't realize that there was the channel for it too on the Discord. Be like, oh, I'm over on Aether Genova, but I know a bunch of the guys are over in I think Excalibur was one of the
yeah, that's where we are.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry. we abandoned you. It's okay though.
That's fine.
Yeah, so right now, by the way, Genie is just trying to kill this boss for once. Honestly, I think that just figuring out what's after the first boss can be helpful. You don't necessarily have to have the best playthrough at that point, you know, but figuring out what it looks like after you beat a stage, you know, if you get health or lives or if there are any continues, I think can be helpful information to have. So, oh my gosh, Genie, he's coming for you. He wants blood. He's not a vampire, but he'll still drink your blood anyway.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, he is going to beat you up.
Oh yeah. Oh, the punch. That is a game over. I guess I'm not too surprised about that. Time Walker looks like he took enough damage that he just opted to start over there. So looking at this version of the game, by the way, I saw that the person who developed this, specifically doing the programming, he only programmed 2 games. This, and I believe one of the Atari ports for Ikari Warriors.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not exactly known as the best game out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Commodore 64 is what he did. So, you know, there wasn't a whole lot behind, at least behind this version of the game. Not a whole lot of experience when it came to the programming. So that could possibly be some of the reason why, you know, the game suffered a little bit. Yeah, as far as I can see, the normal ports, you know, the normal NES version was done over in Japan. This was definitely done, I think, by Imagineering. Oh, no.
How does that sound familiar?
Oh, Imagineering is not good. I'm trying to remember what else they made.
Yeah.
Oh, how about the Ren and Stimpy show Buckaroos? That was their last game. Bartman meets Radioactive Man, Ren and Stimpy Space Cadet, Adventure of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends, Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly, Super Jeopardy, Home Alone, Ghostbusters 2, Ikari Warriors. Oh.
That's,
Yeah, and Barbie. Yeah, good point, Cadus. Swamp Thing. Heavy Shredding. Yeah, Ghostbusters 2. I think I already said that one. Yeah, they're kind of not great.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think that is probably a good explanation for why this ended up not being the best port. Like, I feel like it's really good. Like, kudos for the programmers for trying to get through stuff, even if, you know, they had never worked on a video game before and suddenly they are the main programmer for this. You've got to do what you can do, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And as long as you weren't just lying on your resume, then, you know, you did what you could do. Yeah, looking at one of the people who worked on this, you know, he also did production for Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, did... Oh my gosh. I love it. Crossbow, which I'm trying to remember because I feel like Crossbow had something to do with Wally Bear, didn't it? Maybe
Like
I'm
Wally
delusional.
Bear,
Wally Bear and the No Gang, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, that's.
Maybe
I remember that
maybe I'm
game.
just confused. I don't know. Yeah, the Exidy game, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Saturn. So I feel a lot for the people who worked on this, because sometimes you just do not have the resources that you need, and you get thrown into a project. And Imagineering just usually worked on shovelware, so my guess is Double Dragon got made, and they essentially were told, you just gotta make this, like right now. Get it out.
It's like, I don't know how to do it. Figure it out. It's kind of. I feel that's like most of the games in Ku5ogrande. Like, I know they they wanted to make a game, but I think, which sounded like a good idea, like in concept, but actually doing it is like, okay, everything is going wrong, but we're still going to release it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the original Double Dragon came out mid-88, and this came out November 1989. By that point, I'm not sure too many people were playing the Atari 7800. And honestly, after that, Atari didn't have too much coming out. Well, it was released in 86, I suppose. So it was still technically within the game's lifetime. It's just that the Nintendo was already so advanced over the Atari 7800 in many ways that it just ended up not being as popular from what I recall.
Was there a NES version of this? I imagine there was.
A NES? Yeah. The NES version is definitely fun. I believe it also came out on arcade, which was probably the best way to play this game. Yeah, I don't think NES Double Dragon is good, personally. I mean, it's better than this, but yeah, arcade is the way to play it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, people have pointed out that there's an Atari 2600 version of Double Dragon, and I would say that is the worst version that I've seen for sure. I couldn't get past the first 3 enemies.
For which version? I'm sorry.
Atari 2600.
Oh,
it's so bad. Yeah, I'd say it's cool if people think the NES version of the game is acceptable. It's fine. Double Dragon 2, though, is where it really shined. I love Double Dragon 2. I'm not good at it, but I like it. Why did I not give Atari 2600? Because I wanted something that I was at least reasonably sure would be somewhat playable. I'd want people to actually make some sort of progress. And I'm always a little bit scared of Atari 2600 versions, like, just not working after a certain amount of time. Because not exactly known as the best console out there.
I don't think we see many 2600 games, at least in my knowledge, on here. At least in this for this season. Like, nothing really comes to memory.
I don't recall having any. We've had some Atari 800, but that's because that's the main Atari that we had when I was a kid. Yeah, and honestly, I think that that has the widest library, mostly because it was super accessible to programmers. You could attach a disk drive, floppy drive, and a lot of people made their own games, so giant library of games out there, for better or worse.
Yeah, totally.
Ooh, yeah, Time Walker was making a really good push, but unfortunately fell off the edge. That is still first place, though, getting through a significant amount of stage 2. Wait, the 2600 version of this game sold 500,000 copies? I mean, I guess that wouldn't be too surprising. People with older consoles probably just wanted something new to play on them. You know, and in '89, it was a dead console, but people still had them.
There we go.
Yeah, Genie getting through level 1, moving on to level 2. Let's see how much progress they can make in this one. Yeah, I'm glad Genie has found a strategy to deal with most of the normal enemies here. You know, keep them at legs length, kick them in the face. It should be good. Yeah, the thing is, like, Double Dragon, especially arcade and NES, in general, you know, the excitement was throwing yourself into the action, and even if you do get punched, it's not the biggest deal in the world most of the time, you know. Enemies wouldn't always hit you. They'd come close and sometimes take a little while to actually do an attack. So you felt a lot more comfortable getting into that sort of action. Whereas this, you don't want to be in it. You want to be far away.
Are there health pickups in this game? I can't remember.
I have not seen any, and I don't think there are.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Nice.
Lots of beeping. Yeah, Genie down to their final life. Still, with a good push, they could potentially pass where Time Walker made it to.
I do like Genie is using an interesting tactic of kind of having their back to towards the enemies and kind of doing this weird spin kick, I guess.
It's not the spin kick. Spin kick was introduced in Double Dragon 2, if I remember correctly. But, you know, still a good air kick. You're able to hit them from a fairly good distance without really risking too much. And it seems like the hit actually, hit detection stays for a little while, so you can actually get your kick out and they walk into it. Okay, Genie getting through some of these enemies. I'm trying to think. We're getting really close here to making a little progress past Time Walker. I don't think we're quite there. And unfortunately, these chains are being a big pain. Yeah, chains are pain. The chain pain.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I don't remember where Time Walker, how far Time Walker got.
It was right around here. It might have been a little bit past this. Yeah, we get to see a little bit of the next level. Genie, I believe, is in the lead.
This is new territory for us now.
It actually looks like a level that doesn't hurt my eyes. I like it.
Actually, like I put in chat, I wasn't sure if Genie had picked up the whip before continuing. Would they have kept it still, or?
I don't think so.
Because I know this is a whole new level. I don't know if it would have worked.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure. But I believe it did, yeah. Okay, let me see. I'm taking a look right now with some of the different versions of Double Dragon. Some were developed by Binary Designs, a UK-based company. Aside from the PC port, which apparently was developed by Arcadia Software, there were various Amstrad CPC versions of this game. And it was also, one of them was ported from the Sinclair version. This is terrifying stuff. And the Commodore 64 version was done by Ocean Software. And apparently it was one player only. Let's see, the original binary designs port of Double Dragon for the Commodore 64 was heavily criticized for its poor quality and is often considered one of the worst commercially released Commodore 64 games, one of the worst arcade conversions of all time. The game was reportedly done by extremely inexperienced programmers on a tight deadline. This is the C64 version, not the one by Ocean, the one done by Binary Designs. Okay, there only were 2 weapons. You couldn't climb or jump. The battle with the final boss is gone. They just have no final boss. They're like,
just the game ends.
Yeah, it's over. You get girl. Oh, and Genie, game over, going back to the beginning of the game. At least, like, you can jump back into the game with, like, no interruption. You, bam, right back into it. Apparently, there was also a visible gap between the characters' upper and lower bodies. And the instruction manual included an apology message from the programming team for the visual artifact. If you're apologizing in the manual, oh, you know that's not good.
It's like, we know this is bad.
Yeah. I love it. I love it so much.
I don't know where seeing where Time Walker is at the moment. I think he might be able to get back to where he was, like when the furthest that he got, and see if he can overtake Genie. But I don't know. It's hard to say, really.
Yeah. So I'm looking at reviews of the Atari port, which most of them reviewed Atari ST. That's probably going to be the same version that we've got here. And yeah, one gave it 59%, one gave it 56. Oh, that 55%, 54% is what they gave the Atari versions there. Yeah, they weren't particularly thrilled with that, I suppose. Do 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 do. What wonderful stuff here. Okay, Genie moving on. I think both players at least have one good shot.
One more good attempt.
One or two more, yeah. Okay.
Did you think like they were going to... Was this suspected as when you gave him this game? Like, do you think they were going to get very far?
Oh, I like stage 3, I'm already pretty impressed. This game is very difficult. Yeah, actually the version that I'm looking at, I'm not sure what version this is, but this is hideous. This is so ugly. Oh my gosh. Like, it's got some of the same graphics, like the bug in the background that says Scoop Moto. The car there. Yeah, in essence, what it says is that this is for the Spectrum, Commodore 64, ST Amiga, PC supplied by Melbourne House, and the version they tested was the ST, which means that it's definitely a better version than this from what I'm seeing. And it is ugly. Let me share this picture with everybody in chat if I can. This is... Oh my gosh, that is way too long. Okay, I'll share it in Game Master's Discord real quick. and then
Okay.
just copy the picture from there, because that's going to be better. Because it is ugly.
That's a game. Those are graphics.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Okay, let me share this. Here. Ah, there we go. Genie through the first stage again. Yeah, I feel like even with the game over, there would still be a chance to make more progress, but Genie is definitely in the lead at this point.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, the timer here is super generous. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I see that there appears to have been... Mastertronic actually published a version of Double Dragon. There are just so many versions of this. It's all... Like, RoboCop still has more versions somehow. I don't know how.
Somehow.
Somehow. But yeah, there's at least one version of this game for Commodore 64 that got a 15% rating, which... That is amazing, absolutely amazing, and that's possibly... No. The re-release that they got for Commodore 64 got 20%, so that was 5% better. Anyway, the point is, there are a lot of versions of this game out there, and
totally.
They are kind of terrifying.
I just didn't think there were so many of them. Like how many iterations can you have of one game as well? It's so wild.
I mean, to be fair, you think about it, and most people are not going to have multiple consoles. They'll have one.
Yes, this is true.
If they don't have a video game console, then they may have a PC. No, Genie twice off the cliff. Oh.
I didn't know I could kill you. Oh, or that like there was like no like barrier that would stop you from falling down like that.
I don't know.
That's,
I'm not sure if Genie meant to after the first death, but honestly, if I were down to 0 lives at that point, I would probably just have started over, because I know that we're starting to get close to the end of the match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with 20 minutes left. So, Time Walker's down to his last life.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And it's still only the first stage. Like, Time Walker... It really wouldn't hurt to just restart.
I would just reset, yeah. I'll just do a reset.
Okay, somebody pointed out, by the way, that on the review there was a wide range of prices, and here's the reasoning, I'd say. If you release something in... when was the review written? If you release something towards the end of a console's lifetime, you generally have to make it cheaper, otherwise it's not going to sell. Like June 1989, around that time. So yeah, for Commodore 64 and the Specky, it was £9.99 parts of a pound. What do they... Pence? Is it pounds and pence? Or is it just cents?
I don't know what they call them. I don't know what they call them in England.
I don't know. Can anybody help? Pence. Okay,
9 pence, yeah.
£9.99. The ST and Amiga prices were £19.99. PC, £24.99. There we go. Round? What do you think I am? A conscious shopper? Wow.
See, we usually just say P or £9.99. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, today I learned. Today I learned how to.
You can just say 99p.
Okay.
£9.99p. I feel weird saying p.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. No.
I got 99p here. Well, take it outside. Oh, this audio. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, apparently the Atari 2600 version was actually pretty dang popular. The Atari was dying by that point. The Atari 2600, you know, nobody was going to make games for it anymore, but it sold on carts and people had a lot of them sitting around. If you made it a decent price, it would sell pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's like, yep. So what's the earliest console you played, Crazy Sunshine?
My first console was NES.
Okay.
Yeah.
What games? What was your favorite as a kid?
We played all three Mario games because that was like a staple. I would say my favorite would be my all-time Mario game is Super Mario Brothers 3.
It's good.
It's good.
I still think it may be the best Mario game out there. You know, very opinionated, but I agree with myself.
Yeah. No, I agree. I never played any of the 3D Mario platformer games.
Oh, but you need to. Okay, they're so good.
I know. Yeah, I don't know about 60. I know 64 is like, because 64 seems like, ugh.
It hasn't aged the best. Like,
yeah.
I feel like eventually you should give it a shot, but most people probably like it more because of nostalgia. I know that's a lot of the 64 games, while they didn't age very well, it's a lot of people play them when they were kids and holds a lot of nostalgic factor in them. Yeah. Nostalgia is huge there.
Also, Tetris was also another game I played a lot of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we also played a lot of Dr. Mario. Yeah, more Dr. Mario than Tetris, to be honest, but I still got to the point where I got to see, I think it was the UFO taking off on Tetris.
Yes, I think the furthest that my sisters and I got, we saw the St. Basil's Cathedral go up, be like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know, as a kid, like, you know, I didn't know, like, you know, the origins of Tetris. So, like, why is that castle thing going up into the air?
That's just how it works in Russia, you know?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my gosh, Genie on to the boss of stage 2. Not a very complicated boss if you can group it up with its minions. I'd presume her minions, yeah. She's pretty buff though. Got a little jaundice, but you know, happened a lot in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s.
Just everyone's just having issues with their liver.
I was like,
apparently,
oh, my liver. Yeah, maybe that's why they kidnapped your girlfriend. Get her liver.
I was like, oh, my liver again. All right, well.
Oh, great. The organ harvesters took my girlfriend again.
I was like, hate to see it.
Hey, I want you to know that the manual actually gets the names right. Billy and Jimmy Lee. Twin brothers,
okay.
Billy and Jimmy Lee learn to fight the hard way or survival in the unforgiving city streets. Their brand of combat, classic martial arts maneuvers mixed with anything-goes street brawling, has turned them into walking lethal weapons. Now the Lees must summon all their fighting abilities and cunning into meeting the greatest challenge of their lives, rescuing Billy's girlfriend, Marion. She's been kidnapped by the Black Warriors, the savage street gang led by the mysterious Shadow Boss. The twins pursue the Black Warriors through the city streets and its outskirts. Finally, they fight their way into the secret enemy base. There, Billy and Jimmy meet the Shadow Boss. It's a battle to the finish with Marion as the prize. Oh, the 80s. Oh, the 80s. Yeah, well, you know, that's how it was. I can wag my finger at them. She's not a prize to be won. Have you ever seen Aladdin? Huh?
Yes.
Because Jasmine literally yells that. And then she turns into a damsel in distress. Well.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Gotta break her out of the glass hourglass. The glass hourglass, really? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Genie's making more progress. It's
very nice.
Except I feel like there's a. I imagine if they didn't make that jump, they would have just fallen, lost alive there. I can't help but think
doing
that
so
way.
well though. 2 lives on stage 3. This is pretty huge. This is the push that Genie needed in order to solidify first place. Time Walker making a good amount of progress through stage 2, but you know, no extra lives. And considering that you never get extra lives in this game, that is not good.
Yeah, like about 12 minutes left. 12 minutes left into the match. I don't know if Time Walker will have enough time to get to where Jean is at this moment.
I feel like with the game over right here, there would be just enough time. But
yeah.
Wait, Genie got an extra life? What? How do you get extra life? This is no extra lives.
Maybe score?
Probably score, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the only thing I think of that would give someone extra lives.
Yeah, this says nothing about extra lives. In fact, it has hints and tips, and all it says is don't squander your lives early on. 50,000 was an extra life. Yeah,
that's
honestly,
about right, yeah.
That sounds about right, yeah. Time Walker, back to the beginning. There is enough time, I think, for one more push. Although Genie is really getting the lock here. For those who want to know, by the way, we do have 4 more matches tomorrow. It's a busy weekend in the world of Ku5ogrande.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
very busy.
Oh my gosh, Crazy Sunshine, you have been helping a lot with the Twitter, right?
Yes, I help run the Twitter, Ku5ogrande Twitter, and announce matches and all that cool stuff.
Yeah, Crazy Sunshine is like the hidden superhero in the world. Like you just wear a disguise, whereas you are the embodiment of Ku5ogrande.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll take it.
It's like Clark Kent Superman, except Crazy Sunshine, bad video games.
Well, we'll see. I've only done my first.
Stage 4.
Oh wow.
Stage 4 for Genie, I think. Or stage 3-2? I don't know.
That wasn't a boss, right? Like.
No, the music didn't change. It wasn't a boss. Here's boss. Uh-oh, double a bobo.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a little bit concerned. Genie has kind of figured out a way to get up close to them without getting hit, so that is very helpful. Just getting rid of this other stupid character who's running around and causing problems, getting in the way. Killing them as quickly as possible might help. Genie, come on, yeah. Good kicks.
I'm just trying to. How do you try to group the two of them together, or at least try to have it so that they're not pummeling you at the same time?
Yeah, honestly, getting some sort of grouping together. There we go. Genie got a little bit, but not going to be able to hold on to the grouping there. I love that they sort of lock onto you, and they're like, mission, punch, punch, Billy or Jimmy. I don't know which one this is. Oh,
There's
one's down.
one.
Can you get the other one, Gigi?
No!
Kicked to the ground. Oh, that is rough. But at the same time, Genie is definitely in the lead. I don't think it's 100% a lock, but it's starting to get really close. Like, Time Walker is just going a little bit too slow and still taking deaths earlier than really needed. Everybody's so sad for the player on the left. I'm happy because look at that huge amount of progress.
Yeah.
Like, that was an impressive push. Yeah, there we go, Okami. Positivity. For once. I shouldn't joke about you, Okami, but I always have to whenever I see you.
Oh my god.
He's a good guy.
Well, you talk about it. The winner of this match is actually going to be facing off against Okami in round 2 of losers bracket.
Okami, I'm a little bit scared for you then, because like Gene Genie, how far did I have Gene Genie marked in my bracket? Let me see. I'm not really doing great in my bracket, to be fair, because I think most of the people who I bet ended up already losing at least one match. Not a huge surprise to me, yeah. But Gene Genie, how far did I have Gene going? Up until the finals, actually, in the winner's bracket.
Wow.
We're not in the winner's bracket, but quiet. Quiet, everybody.
It's a long ways to go.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know if Time Walker will get to where Gene got to in the next 5 minutes. Like, realistically.
Yeah. In general, just looking at how the winner's bracket went, I guessed about 50% of the matches correctly. I'm not really statistically good. Statistically, I could have just been randomly clicking people's names and ended up with this.
I mean, that's how you're supposed to do it, I feel like.
I mean, that's how I feel I was supposed to do it, you know?
I can't think. I need to get a good look at the brackets. But I don't know if there's been any like major like bracket breaking so far.
Oh well, no, never mind. Andy didn't make it here. Who was it who broke my bracket? Gene Genie broke my bracket. I think it was mostly Gene Genie. But Gene Genie holding strong. I gotta be proud of how Gene Genie's doing right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Time Walker is dead. That is a game over. Last good attempt, I feel, on the Time Walker's side. Unfortunately, I don't know if... Yeah, I don't think there's any chance of getting past Gene Genie at this point. But still, possibly a personal best attempt could be doable. Oh my gosh. I've really enjoyed this. This game is a little bit of a slower watch, I feel, than some of the other games that we had today, but I've still really enjoyed this.
Absolutely.
Stop beeping at me. This game really likes to beep.
I think that's any game for this console, like just all the beeping.
I mean, yeah. And if you hear any of the sound effects. That sounds like a really crappy robot tiger. That's very typical when it comes to Atari. Like, the Atari 7800 had more capabilities with sounds, like, I'm trying to think of games on the 7800 that I actually kind of like Food Fight. I don't know if it's necessarily, well, it's kind of a fun arcadey style game. Not necessarily the best, but I enjoy it. That definitely has much more sophisticated sound effects than this does.
Yeah.
So, but then again, you know, the programmer for this game, this was the first game he worked on.
Yeah. I mean, it's the first time for everything, and then you only do one more game, and you're like, no, I think I'm good.
Somebody is linking video games, Mormon video games to me. Let me take a look. I'm not sure I want to play any of those. Servant of Helaman. Okay. Apparently that resembles Pokemon and Final Fantasy. Of course, who would make an RPG out of that? Yeah. And then he created... Like, this has to be RPG Maker, right? It definitely is.
I think so, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's definitely...
Yep, that is 100% RPG Maker. Beautiful. Okay, we've got 1 minute left. Genie is pausing, and...
Oh.
I
Wait,
like
is that the actual game pause screen, or is that
No,
from...
that's not the game pause screen.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, what the... I was like...
That would
okay,
be impressive.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Would have been surprising, yeah. Time Walker moving on to stage 2 again with only 1 life left. Like, this is being a little bit of a theme here. I think Genie was probably just like, you know what? 1 minute left. I'm not going to be able to get to where I got before.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, I can't necessarily blame them. This has been a lot of fun, though, and I've really enjoyed watching this.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now, if only there were actual dragons. See, that's what Double Dragon is missing. There are no dragons. How can you call it Double Dragon? Oh my gosh. Why is QuakeMan currently trying to play on my computer? Literally, like, listen. It was sitting here. Apparently, I forgot to pause the playlist, and it's sitting on QuakeMan at time. I'm cursed, okay? I am cursed with a QuakeMan. You know who's not cursed, though? Genie. Genie managed to take the victory today, making it to the boss, or bosses of stage 3. Yeah. I really had a lot of fun with this one. Let's see. I'm inviting them if they want to come chat a little bit about the experience of this game. I would love to hear it, because it's not a good game.
No.
Well, there we go. Genie Time Walker, hello.
Hi.
Okay, you okay?
You sound...
What? I mean, this is a normal Double Dragon, but it's not bad.
It's not bad? What are you talking about? Time Walker, do you wish to have anything on the opposite?
Well, it's like the NES version, just a bit more enhanced. Like removing the good roundhouse kick, so that it's impossible to free yourself from the clutches.
Yeah, the fighting options weren't particularly great in this version. I would agree there. Honestly,
I feel like there's enough tools here to actually do all right.
Yeah, And honestly, yeah, the reason I looked at this, it really floored me, but it still was interesting enough for me to like want to figure out how to at least cheese the enemies and get through them when they're just so brutally difficult. Because as soon as they're within striking range, they try to punch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so Gene Genie's like, not a good game, or no, not a good Double Dragon, but okay. Yeah, Gene Genie, was there anything that you enjoyed about this version?
Let's see. Well, I think I'm do better at this Double Dragon than normal Double Dragon.
Wow.
I honestly don't think I do very well with the first Double Dragon. Yeah, on Nintendo, I'm just, yeah, it kicks my butt. But this one, you get essentially one really good move that you can use over and over again. A few things that you can use if you get in a sticky situation, but a lot of it just really depends. Are the enemies going to hit me now?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. With that said, Gene Genie got to the point consistently where they were able to make it to stage 2 with 2 full lives, and I guess even got to the point to get a 1-up on stage 3.
Yep.
The boss of stage 3, though, holy cow! I was cheering for you.
I felt like I
didn't
could
get
have done it.
it was so
I mean,
close.
you got one down. Like, it was very impressive.
It was.
I was just trying to get more space away from the wall so I could manipulate the other one.
Yeah, Time Walker. It was double a Bobo. 2 of the bald guys that came, as well as one just random person who's walking around for some reason and
That
dealing
random
with
dude was actually the scariest thing, I thought.
which one?
Random dude in that group, I thought was the scariest enemy.
Oh yeah. Well, like those guys, they just waltz right up to you and punch as soon as they are within range. So, like when you have that happening, and then the Abobos are able to get a little bit closer and deliver their really powerful attacks. Yeah, I can understand being a little bit afraid of them.
Although it does seem like the manip works on everyone, except for weapon people, I think.
I think you're right, yeah. Yeah, well, thank you so much, Time Walker. I really appreciate you playing. Unfortunately, you are out of Ku5ogrande, but you did such a good push this year. Seriously, hit me up sometime when you want the Steam games up to $5, and if you want Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny, just hit me up with your address and I can get that sent out as well. So, do you have any final words for your headstone, or your tombstone?
Well, I'll just say, see you next time, Space Trash.
Oh baby, it's like Cowboy Bebop, except
Sorry.
Yeah, kind of.
see you next
Okay.
time, Space Trash. I love it. Crazy Sunshine, thank you for joining on commentary. This was a lot of fun having you around, and hopefully, if for some reason you're sitting around and just want to talk, it's always cool to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to been a part, and hopefully we can do more of these things in the future.
Heck yeah. Well, I think it's time for us to go raid somebody. Proton John is doing his charity stream right now, and I would like to go and bother him. So let's raid Proton John. Did we have a good raid message earlier?
There was English tier at the start of the game of this.
I feel like, yeah, that's a good one.
English tier. I know people were doing screaming from... my gosh. From the Mortal Kombat Skinwalker.
There was also a scoop in the second screen.
Oh yeah, the car had the scoop.
Ah, yes.
We can do shedding an English tier, and you can go ahead and wrap it in like Bible thumps. There we go. Okay, this is how we can do it. Okay, Bible thump. Come on. Bam. Yeah, like this. Go shed an English tear for Proton John. He is doing a great job right now. $22,000 raised in this 12-hour charity stream so
Wow.
far.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
English tears for charity.
Yes, English cheers for charity. Everybody, see you tomorrow for more Ku5ogrande. For now, Gene Genie, Time Wanderer, and Crazy Sunshine, thank you so much. Take care.
Yep, take care, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, Time Walker, not Time
Yeah,
Wanderer.
Time Walker.
Oh my gosh. It's going to happen every time. Bye.
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 There's a lot of time people here, don't worry.